Ladies, is your life going to be better if you snag a rich man? By the way, that's probably only like 5% of the men out there. Maybe 10%. I don't know what you consider rich, but the majority of men in the world are struggling. They're all poor. We have the 1% elites, and then we maybe have 5 or 10% that are upper middle class or rich, and the rest of the people are just pretty much struggling financially. So if you could snag one of these rich guys, would you really be happier? And I'm here to tell you no. Here are the downsides of being with a rich guy. First of all, the guys that are executives and CEOs that make it to the very top of a corporation, or they're entrepreneurs and they work really hard. They work really hard. They work really long hours. They don't have time for you. They don't have much time for you. So it's kind of like trying to get daddy to play with you, but daddy's always busy. So it's not really a fulfilling relationship. But you say, I don't care. I don't even care about the guy. I just want the money. I hope he works a lot. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Most people want to be in a relationship with someone I think that they could spend time with and have a good relationship with. So these guys work a lot. The other thing you have to know about these guys is a lot of these guys, the guys that have like this drive to get to the top, they're very ambitious, and ambition requires a bit of ruthlessness, a bit of a lack of empathy, a little bit of breaking the rules, breaking the boundaries, shoving the other guy over, running someone else out of business so that your business succeeds. Kind of things that I would consider not based from the heart, just to get ahead. And so a lot of these guys tend to be a little bit on the narcissistic side, and they also often tend to be womanizers. And they also tend to be really selfish. Not all, but many of them are very selfish. It's all about them. So I would say that they're not going to be very good in a relationship. Also, people think that money's going to give them more than it actually can. I think that people need a basic amount of money to feel comfortable, but any more than that doesn't bring you more happiness. And in order to prove that point, just look at all the rich people who get divorced. Look at all the athletes, celebrities, movie stars, tycoons. I mean, presidents who cheated and who got divorced, they're not any happier than anyone else. Just because someone makes a lot of money doesn't mean that they have like good emotional awareness and that they would make a good spouse. I think that people look too much at like the outside, and they don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. At one time, everyone thought OJ was a great catch, and nobody knew what was going on behind closed doors. So between them working a lot, being a little bit narcissistic, which you have to be to get to these top positions, and they get divorced just as much as anyone else. You're not going to be any happier. But if you're all about the money and you just want the money, then try to get one of those guys. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't. I'm just saying it's not going to be all chocolate and rainbows if you do get one of these guys. You're not going to be better off. I think that a lot of people are going to be better off with a guy who actually cares about people, who's a hard worker and cares about people, like a mechanic or a plumber. Sometimes these guys in these service industries that get up early and they work with their hands and they're really committed to their craft, a carpenter, people who really care about other people, because relationships are really about being able to care about other people and having the energy and the strength to show up in the relationship. And these people are going to have time for you. Those are just some examples. I mean, get your MBA grad, get your accountant, lawyer, doctor, engineer, researcher, scientist, entrepreneur. But I'm just saying that a lot of these guys that work a lot of hours, they're not going to have time for you. And then women start feeling neglected, and then they start drinking, and then they start cheating because they get no attention at all. Also, one more thing about the rich guy is if you're not attracted to him and you gotta have sex with him every time he touches you, you're gonna get creeped out. What? You might as well just be a sugar baby or an escort in that case, because then you can at least sometimes have sex with guys that you actually do feel turned on by. The idea of being with a guy whose touch creeps me out is just so repulsive. I would just never want to do it. Okay, that's my take on the downsides of going after a guy just for his money.